project of mine has been to prove to the world that you don't need to be born with talent to be able to talk to camera confidently and authentically. So when last year one of my good mates wanted me to teach him how to talk to camera, I took the opportunity and challenged him to talk to camera every day for 30 days. And the results spoke for themselves.
I mean, I don't know, I think as a kid we all want to be a YouTuber, like that kind of guy, and a part of us is like, oh, I wish I could do that. And now I'm starting to see, actually I could do that, and it's because of this training.
But that got me thinking, what if I could capture the transformation of somebody I'd never met before? A complete stranger. Giving them 30 days to go from never having talked to camera before to talking like a pro content creator. So I put out a few feelers on Instagram, emailed my subscribers, and within minutes, somebody got in touch. So we set up a starting date, and I went to go and meet them. All right, so I'm on my way to meet Neil right now, and I'm excited to get started, see where he's at in his whole talking to camera journey. I think he's just here. Hello, mate.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
And you?
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Good to meet you too.
Meet Neil. Neil is 32, lives in Norfolk, and works in the travel industry. His passions are yoga, water sports, and enjoying the great outdoors.
I want to learn to talk to camera because I feel like... let me think about that. I want to learn to talk to camera. I want to learn to talk to camera because I think that it will give me vastly more opportunities, both in my professional and personal life. I struggle with looking at myself on camera, hearing myself on camera, and thinking that's a true reflection of who I actually am and how I actually talk and how I actually think, and it just doesn't feel like it's me.
Luckily for Neil, I've created a program called the 30-Day Talking on Camera Challenge, which aims to take people from awkward and shy on camera to authentic and confident. How are you feeling in terms of getting started with the 30-Day Challenge?
Super excited about what might come in 30 days, nervous about the 30 days before that day, but yeah, good place to start, for sure.
So, without further ado, we got him set up on day one of the challenge. All right, this is day one of the 30-Day Talking on Camera Challenge. It's officially started. Your first assignment is to go right now and record yourself talking on camera for 5 to 10 minutes.
The actual bit that matters, not just watching videos, but actually making them.
Now, at this point, Neil didn't even have a tripod, so we found some books and got stacking. There you go.
Oh God, it's so nerve-wracking.
All right, we got the shot set up.
Yeah. Can I swear?
Yep.
Okay, fuck. Woo! I'm Neil. I'm standing very awkwardly with my hands on my chest, trying to introduce myself to camera, doing a 30-day challenge, trying to overcome some inhibitions and fears. I work in marketing communications from a livestock farm in the middle of Norfolk, so the life journey has been quite, gone from one place to another and moved quite a lot.
All right, yeah, there was some awkwardness there, but all things considered, Neil did great. Awkwardness is to be expected on day one. It's like, imagine if you decided to play basketball for the first ever time. You go out to practice and you expect to get 10 out of 10 hoops. It's not gonna happen. What you should expect is to get 0 out of 10, or maybe, if you're lucky, 1 out of 10, and to improve with practice. Talking to camera is the same. You've got to practice. So Neil did great, and he talked for exactly
7 minutes, 28 seconds.
That'll do.
Okay, whoo!
That's day one.
Okay, day one, cool. Yeah, I enjoyed that actually. I say this a lot with like yoga and progress. I started doing yoga at 29, pretty stiff. And then I was like, okay, how do I get to where I want to be with it? And I was just like, just keep rolling the mat out. Because if you roll the mat out, you probably do a bit of yoga. And if you do a bit of yoga, the more you roll the mat out, the more yoga will do. And over time, that will compound. You will become better at it. And it's worked.
Nice.
Keep putting the phone on a stack of books. I will get a tripod. If I'm honest, I have incredibly high expectations for the next 30 days as hopefully a pivotal moment in my life where I can give myself a new option. Day one. I think it's exciting, like looking at this one here, because this is like my next 30 days of my life.
Good luck.
Thank you.
And so, Neil started his journey.
2 for the 30-day talking to camera challenge. Very surreal moment. I didn't really understand what was going on at the time. Okay, day 4. Spiritual, physical, mental, philosophical. Okay, and on day 6. It's really interesting going back and looking through the videos. I can see that the progress is evident, and that's really exciting because it's only day 7. Okay, we're on day 8. Overemphasizing our tonation. Okay, it's day 11. So the reflection points have been really helpful for me. Okay, it's day 13. I've just moved. Location? You see?
It was time to check in. Hello, mates. How are we?
Good. How are you?
Good to see you, man. This time, I went to go and meet him in the delightful English countryside of Norfolk, where he was staying. Neil had been smashing it. He'd made a video every single day for the last 2 weeks. It's day 15 now. What have you been struggling with so far in the challenge? What have been a few sticking points of yours?
The 3 things I've probably been struggling on is consistent energy level of like coming to the camera and being like, right, now I'm here, and not being a bit of quiet whispering mouth sometimes, and I think that's through a little bit of nervousness. I get quite like a dry mouth just through nerves, and then that has an effect on me because I can hear it in my voice. The third one is kind of a new one actually, and I can feel myself doing it already. When I'm off camera and talking, my face is a lot more relaxed, but when I'm on camera, I seem to raise my eyebrows a lot. It was an unexpected one, to be honest. I didn't like expect, what's a sticking point? It's like, oh, I look constantly surprised.
With those 3 sticking points in mind, we got Neil watching the day 15 module. We are on week 3, day 15 of the 30-day talking on camera challenge. So, the challenge is going to be prepare 3 bullet points as to why you want to improve your talking on camera skills and what you want to use these videos for, what you actually want to end up doing with your talking on camera abilities. This is where you can see that weeks 1 and 2 really help lead into this process, because we've really developed our rambling skills, if that makes sense. We've developed our skills to be able to talk freely and openly on camera. So now when it comes to these bullet points, we can talk freely and openly about each point, but within that structure. As he got set up, he also took a minute to do his favorite prep exercise from the course. 4x4 breathing. This helps to relax the body and focus the mind.
Yeah. Okay, we're here on day 15 of the Talk to Camera Challenge, and this video is going to be titled The 3 Reasons Why I'm Standing Here with Tom, who's just out of screen recording me and my progress. And the 3 reasons that I'm standing here and doing this Talk to Camera Challenge, firstly is to give myself more creative opportunity. I've worked in video quite a lot, often behind the camera as a kind of producer come director of photography, and often I feel a little bit like the message I want to get across, the things I want to be said, I have to try and reverse engineer rather than to be able to have the confidence and ability to articulate.
Neil had made a ton of progress. He was talking fluently and concisely already with barely any ums.
I think that's probably more than 5 minutes and maybe less than 10 minutes, so.
That was awesome, man. Definitely felt like way better than your day 1.
Yeah.
Way better.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
yeah. You can feel that like beginner's rush of like progress happening really quickly.
But I had one more exercise that I wanted him to try to see if we could take him to the next level. When you're talking on camera, you're becoming more comfortable as the days go by, but more comfort can also lead to you falling into a certain pattern, which has been great, so it's been great progress. However, we can run into a risk where that can just become the kind of box that you're in terms of how you talk. Your expressiveness and loudness, maybe you're at like a comfortable 4 out of 10.
Okay.
So, we're gonna do an exercise now,
Okay.
where you're gonna talk too loud.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you to be a 7 out of 10 in terms of loudness and expressiveness, which is going to feel too much.
Yeah.
You're going to feel a bit ridiculous, but we're trying to like push into that. So then It might come down to a 5 or 6 more naturally in a few days, but we need to push it to get there. This is already rolling, I think.
Okay. It's instantly like feels like going back to day one.
Good.
The problem that I find with it is that maybe it's egotistical. Maybe I just find that when I'm talking to camera, I have to be this really like calm, considered, perfectly articulate individual, and maybe I'm just not that person. Maybe I need to work to become that person, and when I look at myself, I'm like, oh, is that me? Is that who I actually am? And all that I feel that you can do in these moments is try and just like throw yourself down the river, give yourself a chance and say, okay, I feel a bit stupid doing this. I honestly feel a bit stupid doing this. It's why I'm smiling about it, but inside, I'm burning on fire thinking, is this me? Can I do this and feel my authentic self? Maybe inside that is who I am. I don't know.
That was great.
Okay. That felt so strange.
That was really good. When you're doing this like expressive stuff to the camera, right? Were you thinking about like the sticky mouth or something?
No.
Exactly.
No, it kind of all got pushed out.
When we're being really expressive and really tapping into both being present and our emotion, then we just don't even think that we're saying we don't think about I'm trying not to do this, I'm trying not to do that, I'm trying not to do that. I'm just thinking about the things that I'm saying and the emotion behind it. That's really where a lot of big breakthroughs can actually happen.
Yeah. It's been one of the most formative 2 weeks of my life in terms of the introspection it's given me, surprisingly, and the ability and opportunities I think it's going to give me in the future. It's just allowed me to feel way more expressive and confident in going down that journey that I wanted to go on. And I've thought about going on for so long, and this course has, without a doubt, given me the encouragement, the guidance and the framework to remove the decision fatigue and allow me just to go out and do it. And it's been, really phenomenal in that essence. I think in the next 15 days, one of the things that I most want to focus on is observing the fact that we all have ego, and ego can be the enemy. I don't want ego to get in the way of holding me back. That'd be a real crying shame to get to the end of my life and be like, all of those things that I thought I could have done or thought I could have been, but I was too egotistical at the beginning because I thought I should be the final version. How ridiculous.
So, with day 15 done and some more lessons learned, Neil pushed on with the final 2 weeks.
So you're in this oxidized state, moving you into an alkaline state. Today we're reflecting. I found it more challenging on the water, having a camera like that, and it's just, again, having investment of technology. And the site is enormous, and you can walk for ages. We're on day 25 of the Talk to Camera Challenge. Standing here, talking, I feel really relaxed. I'm not too fussed anymore about how it is that I sound or look. Who's the person that's actually experiencing that story? The person who's telling and curating that story. That really helps with this as well. I didn't realise how much of an impact it would have. That every time you go for the same thing over and over, you gain confidence from it. Off camera as well, I get thinking way more about how I'm speaking. And I'm reading a book at the moment called The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. It can allow you to step outside of your box, and then you realise that you were in a box and you just stepped into another box.
The day arrived to check in for the final time. All right, we are back. On my way to Neil's right now. See how he's getting on his day 30. Here he is. Hey, mates.
How you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Yeah, good. Good to see you.
All right, so here we are. We are back in the office. I've just got Neil set up with day 30 on the challenge. Going to watch the module and then head upstairs straight away to do day 30, see what comes out. All right, what's up? Welcome to day 30 of the 30-day Talking on Camera Challenge. In today's video, we're going to be simply sharing our experience on the 30-day Talking on Camera Challenge.
Cool, I'm ready.
Setting up, Neil got ready for his final day.
Okay. There's still a strangeness to it. There's always gonna be a strangeness to it. It's day 30. Day 30 days of standing here talking to the camera, trying to move myself on from being a complete novice to someone who's just a little bit of a novice. I think what I'm looking forward to doing next with it more than anything is, to be honest, is to be able to invest in a life where the things that I'm most interested in, the things that really give me passion, the things that are my truth in my life, I'm going to be able to connect with other people by doing those things. We had a flood in Norfolk last week, and I live by the River Bure, and it wraps around this beautiful nature reserve called the Norfolk Broads. And the river banks were burst and flooded. The marshlands were flooded, the cattle were grazing, the herons were fishing. And I went on a paddleboard 4 hours downstream, beautiful light, calm, serene, saw a kingfisher swoop down under a tree and pass me. And I feel like so many people live within the vicinity of that river. It was one of the most beautiful days I'd almost ever had, to be honest. 4 hours on the river, I was the only person I saw, which I love because it makes that experience so much more personal. But when you think about all the challenges people have today, the way that society lives, the way that we're all constantly connected, there's always a hive and a buzz around everything. To be able to step away and enjoy and experience that, everybody should have that chance. Everybody should have that opportunity to know that on their doorstep is 4 hours of unfiltered bliss. So I think more than anything, I'm excited to try and reach those people I feel this could help. For me, there's nothing better. For me, it just gives a profound sense of that primitive, primal human that we all are underneath the technologies and the digital side of today. So I've worked in communications almost my entire adult life. And finally, I think I found a way to cut through the noise in my life to be able to connect and speak about the things that I really want to. Just one person goes and has the same enjoyment out of it that I do. That would be a success.
You fucking smashed it. That was such a big improvement.
Yeah,
That was
really true as well.
That was unreal.
I was on the paddleboard at one point. Yeah, definitely after 30 days I've arrived at a space where I get excited about putting the camera up. If there's a message that work needs to get out or a message that I want to personally talk about, I know that video is now an option. I know that I can go and present that message and I'm not fearful of it. I'm actually excited about it. So our entire company strategy has actually become far more dominated by video, and not just myself, but the entire company is actually really excited about getting people on the camera talking and connecting with their clients and customers in a completely different way, whereas before we were always behind a screen. And that's been because of the 30-day challenge and my confidence with doing this now. Everybody's looking to it and they're wanting to be part of it as well, which has really invigorated the entire company and the way that we communicate with our clients. I'm just really excited about essentially setting up a YouTube channel and starting to speak and communicate about the things that I'm really passionate about, because I've always been a passionate individual and I've always felt pretty restricted in being able to express myself. I don't feel that restriction now. I just feel excitement about the future for it.
If you want to improve your talking to camera, I've included a couple of resources for you in the description of this video. The first of which is a totally free, one-page printable talk to camera cheat sheet, which is a PDF that you can print out and have beside you to refer to whenever you're talking to camera. The second thing is a link to join us inside the 30-day Talking on Camera challenge. And whether I see you there or in the next video, until next time, bye-bye.